As always, the governor and state lawmakers have a long list of issues to address. There's education funding, Arizona's dwindling water supply and affordable housing, and of course there's immigration and border security that will feature prominently in the governor's address. Arizona voters sent leaders like Governor Hobbs a strong message in November when they overwhelmingly passed the Secure the Border Act. The measure empowers local law enforcement to enforce federal immigration law, but it's on hold for now as the courts decide whether or not it's constitutional. The voters also sent Donald Trump back to the White House. The incoming president ran on a hardline immigration platform that included mass deportations. Today, Arizona's Democratic governor told us she likes at least some of what the president-elect is saying.
I'm encouraged by remarks that the incoming president has made about working with Democrats, working to protect dreamers, working on immigration reform, and I'm looking forward to having those conversations with the administration.
The governor did say there would be red lines that she wouldn't cross to help the Trump administration, but the governor did not define what those red lines are, saying only that she wouldn't support anything that hurts communities. Also, look for the governor to take credit for what she says she's accomplished on border security. The number of illegal border crossers has dropped dramatically in the last year, and during our interview, Hobbs touted Operation Secure that she says has successfully seized a lot of illegal drugs and guns along the Mexican border. In the newsroom, Dennis Welch, Arizona's Family.